you mentioned, learning to love as God has loved us, which is, it's a self-giving love, a sacrificial love. How does one congregation or one pastor express that kind of love? To what does that look like practically? In different churches of different denominations in the one geographical location, how do they learn to love each other in that Christ-like way, and how is that expressed?
Yeah, that's not easy. That's a challenge, because our congregations are generally groups of organised people around a denomination, or often with a constitution and legalities. And so we tend to become organisations very separate from other churches, which are also organisations. So how to relate together more organically is a challenge. But stepping back from that for a minute, there's something joyful in releasing when a congregation starts to pray for other congregations. And of course in Toowoomba, that's happened for many years. Every Sunday there's a congregation listed, and we all pray for that congregation, or as many as who want to pray for that congregation. So start to become aware that we're part of one church of the city, that the body of Christ is all of us together, not just one congregation. So it begins with prayer of love, of speaking well of other churches. When a person leaves one, or perhaps a family leaves one congregation, goes to another congregation, that the pastors connect over that to make sure that everything's okay about that. I think even going a little deeper, it's been quite amazing to see how some congregations have sacrificed for other congregations, giving large amounts of money for building funds, or as happened one time, it was heard that a congregation wasn't able to pay a mortgage, and another congregation closed its Sunday morning service, all went and joined that service, gave a large amount of money, enough to pay the mortgage, had communion together. I understand, I wasn't there. I understand some weeping together, some hugging and loving and blessing one another. Something happens when sacrifice. Christianity is built on sacrifice. Jesus sacrificed for us. And when a congregation sacrifices another congregation, Jesus comes forth. How beautiful is that? So you imagine if every church in every city, as part of their ministry, was aware of all the other parts of the body, and how could we minister and supply strength and meet needs? Something beautiful would emerge. Maybe that manifold wisdom of God would be displayed to the principalities and powers.